1984, Sonny Vaccaro, a basketball scout for Nike, is seen visiting high school games to look for players to wear Nike shoes. At this time, Converse leads shoe sales, with Adidas coming in second and Nike much further behind. Sonny goes to work to talk to his co-worker and head of the Nike basketball division Howard White, who tells him that kids, teens, and athletes are not interested in wearing Nikes when Adidas is a more popular pick. Sonny then goes to a meeting led by marketing vice president Rob Strasser. They and other men in the room look over draft picks for prospective players. Sonny later meets with Nike CEO Phil Knight, who is considering shutting down the basketball division and laying off many employees. Sonny's pick for their player is then rookie Michael Jordan. Still, not only is he considered too expensive, but Michael has already stated that he refuses to meet with Nike. At home, Sonny watches a commercial from tennis player Arthur Ashe where he is promoting his rackets. He also watches a game of Michael playing and brings it to Rob. Sonny pitches his idea to get Michael to be their player by creating the sneaker line around him, and also showing Rob how Michael looks passionate and determined to play as he is open for the ball. Slowly but surely, Rob comes around and gets on board with Sonny's idea. Sonny gets in touch with Michael's agent, David Falk. He reiterates what was already said about Michael refusing to see Nike. David also advises Sonny not to attempt to contact the Jordans in any way, as it would be incredibly unprofessional. Later, Sonny meets with George Raveling, who coached Michael in the Olympic tournament. He tells Sonny that Michael would sign with anyone that would give him a Mercedes-Benz 380 SL, except Nike. George then tells Sonny how he has a copy of Dr. Martin Luther King's speech, to encourage Sonny to reach out to the Jordans. Against everyone's advice, Sonny drives to Wilmington, North Carolina, to the Jordan home where he meets Michael's parents, James Sr. and Dolores. Sonny convinces Dolores to hear him out, and they sit together as Sonny delivers his pitch to her about how Converse and Adidas will try to throw money at Michael. Still, he stresses the potential that Nike sees in Michael's future and how the shoe will be created around his image. When David finds out about Sonny's visit, he delivers an angry foul-mouthed tirade toward him, which Sonny finds amusing. Sonny also learns that the Jordans will meet with the other sneaker companies to see which deal suits them best. Sonny meets with Nike's shoe designer, Peter Moore, to come up with the look for the shoe. They also call it Air Jordan, even though Sonny recalls David using the phrase during the angry phone call. The shoe has shades of red but is primarily white, which Sonny thinks is too bland looking. He is told that the NBA has rules over shoe colors, and that any color that exceeds the white in the shoe means the player will face a fine. Still, Phil agrees to pay whatever penalties Michael encounters if he wears the shoe. The Jordans meet with Converse, and later Adidas, who both offer significant payments to Michael to sign with them. When the Jordans arrive at Nike, Phil says he is willing to pay Michael $250,000, which is the entire budget of the basketball department. Michael looks at the shoe design and then listens to a big speech from Sonny. He tells Michael that while he will go on to have a great future in the sport, he will encounter several hardships, ending with Sonny saying that the shoe will be part of his legacy. The Jordans appear satisfied and then leave. Later on, Sonny gets a phone call from David, saying that Adidas matches the $250,000 offer and gives Michael the Benz he wants. Sonny gets discouraged, thinking they have officially lost the deal. Moments later, however, he receives a personal call from Dolores. She tells Sonny that they are set to take the deal, with one other condition: Michael wants to receive a percentage of every shoe with his name on it sold. Sonny is brought down as he tells Dolores that that's not how business works. She rephrases what Sonny told her regarding the Air Jordan: "A shoe is just a shoe until my son steps into it." Sonny takes the news to Phil, feeling that there is no way he will agree to the terms. To Sonny's surprise, he agrees. Sonny calls Dolores back and informs her of the good news. She then allows him to speak to Michael, and Sonny tells him, "Welcome to Nike." He then goes to the office to tell his co-workers the news, and everyone cheers. Sonny later receives another phone call from David, who seems pleasantly pleased with Sonny's success in the deal. Sonny then buys himself a pair of shoes to run on a track, only to change his mind after a few steps. The ending text states that Air Jordan exceeded Phil Knight's initial sales estimate, and sold $162 million in a year. Michael Jordan earned his percentage and eventually got his car. Rob Strasser became a big name in marketing, while Howard White became head of the Air Jordan brand. Peter Moore died shortly before production of the film began. Still, he is credited with creating the now iconic design of the Air Jordan sneaker, with the silhouette of Michael flying through the air with a basketball in his hand. George Raveling turned down payment for his copy of the Dr. King speech. David Falk sold his company for $100 million. Phil Knight has donated over $2 billion to charities. Dolores Jordan became an author and ran a fund in honor of her late husband. In 2014, Sonny Vaccaro was part of an antitrust lawsuit against the NCAA that ruled in favor of the players, making Sonny an important figure in sports history.